That mate said, now must we praise below the very star of the Lord. And the captain said, sell on, sell on, sell on and on. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John. I always cite that because what happened is that is the whole poem Columbus by Joe Miller. Actually, and it gives the whole instance of a ship sailing into the night with a storm coming. And as you know, what it says is that rather than quitting, you just sail on. You sail on. You sail on, you know. And so when I was in junior high school in Texas, we participated in the Interscholastic League. And what happened is that you always participate by, you have a junior declaimer and a senior declaimer. And I was a junior declaimer, and I thought I was very good. And you know what? I messed around, and one of the things they teach you when you're actually doing public speaking is never concentrate on the audience. And therefore, and some of my little friends from the 8th grade were up there, and they were making all of these little things, and I forgot my speech. And I ran off the stage. So I said to myself, as long as I'm living, every time I'm speaking to 3 or more people in an audience where I'm going to cite it because that always reminds me, concentrate on what you're doing, not what somebody else is doing that you are made to do. And so that's why I always like to start out with that whole piece. Now, having said that, I had a good career. Dean Douglas and I were actually in undergrad and law school together. And actually, as a matter of fact, he was a student government president. I was in my junior year, and I think I was the treasurer for my junior class during that year. We actually, well, of the people, we kept in touch over all of those years. And I think that what happens is that what you will find that in your life as you go on, there will be a very slim number of people who make a real difference in your life, because what happens is after undergrad, you don't cultivate any more friends, really. You have a lot of acquaintances. You don't cultivate it. I haven't cultivated a friend in 20 years. It's just that I have a lot of acquaintances and a lot of good people. Primarily because what happens is that you have acquaintances and you have friends. And therefore, but you don't call them your friends because you just came in touch with them. And now some people in here are going to develop friendships out of this whole pre-law conference. I spent 31 years at the Bar Association, exec and CEO. What I did was, actually, that means I really learned to deal with a lot of different people. I dealt with 31 different presidents. And therefore, what happened is, when you deal with 31 egos who have run for office and won, and you survived for 30 years, you have said to yourself, I must be really good. Or at least you better think so anyway. But the fact of the matter is that I'm going to just pause a minute because Brandon Mitchell, I think, has done a very good job with this whole piece, and this week has been awesome. I can't say that enough, because I know what it takes to do to put on this whole piece and get everybody from all around the country to get here for it. The other piece is that the Crump Law Camp. The Crump Law Camp is basically a manifestation of 2 Jack Daniels and lively discussion with my deputy at about 10 o'clock one night in the office in the conference room. And we say, the problem of it is that if you're going to, we were looking at the whole stats that you heard all day about the percentage of people, lawyers, black lawyers, who make up the whole industry or the profession. And what happened is that we said, well, we really have to get them before they get elected. So we came up with the whole idea of doing the Crump Law Camp. Little did I know that that was 15 years ago. We just finished in July our 15th anniversary of the camp. We have graduated 576 alumni of the camp so far. And we have, right now, I'm applying for a trying to raise some money, we actually do a real scientific census to find out where they are and what they're doing. But our last figures were that we had 43 of them that have become lawyers. Now, that's amazing in 15 years, primarily because what happens is that we get them we select them in the 9th through the 11th grade. And that means they got to get out of high school, they got to get accepted to college, they got to finish college, they got to get accepted to law school, they got to get out of law school, and they got to pass the bar. And then what happened is, and hopefully they got a good job. But the point of it is, so that's the longitudinal process in trying to keep up with that many people over that period of time. But we got 575 who come to the camp. Now, our theme is growing lawyers and building character. We want them, because the theme is growing lawyers, to become lawyers, and it's run by the Bar Association. The Bar Association was kind enough to tag my name on it because it was one of my dreams. But the fact is that when you really look at it, you have to look at it and say, we're growing lawyers, and we want to make sure that they become lawyers, but most importantly, we want to get them before they get into trouble, and we want to build character. And we hope that's what the Crump Law Camp has done. And the Crump Law Camp, as he just read, it's been very good to me, because what happened is the ABA has given me an award for it. I picked up about 7 different awards for the whole idea of the camp. And basically, right now, I've been asked by a group to do another camp in California for the Hispanic group out there, so that we will have a camp. Our camp is a 2-week camp of high school kids who are actually on the campus of Howard University. So they get both the experiential college experience, because it's on the campus in the dormitory. They spend 2 weeks on the campus in the dormitory. And they get the whole law experience, because everybody goes through the mock trial. And everybody participates in the mock trial. Then we actually have them visit the courts, both the district court and the superior court of the District of Columbia. And what they do is the judge, and normally it's an arraignment hearing, the judge doesn't let them sit together. He sprinkled them all out through the audience. And then what happened is, you should see their faces when there is an individual that they sit next to in this arraignment, and that individual is stepped back. And the kid said, I was just talking to him. And they just put him in shackles and took him away. And so the whole purpose of that is actually to make them have them understand that there is a price to pay for whatever, in violation of the law, and that also that in order, if you want to become a lawyer, you got to shy away from getting a record in terms of the whole process. That's the whole purpose of that. And then we have the whole process. I have a friend at the Supreme Court who actually gives them a whole backroom tour of the Supreme Court. And fortunately, we've had the experience, because a lot of the lawyers actually participated in that from the Washington Bar Association. They volunteered their time. So I'm not going to take up a lot more of your time, because I realize you've been sitting for some time. But that is basically, I'm most appreciative of this award from the National HBCU Free Law during the summer. And I tell my mom, I'm in the Hall of Fame.